Hello, everybody. How are you doing on this fine Sunday evening on this brand new year, brand new season for FMTV? Good to be back. I hope everybody had a great holiday season, nice and rested, ready to get back, ready for some Inter Miami. It's back. They are back to work, and they've all started reporting in. So lots of fun things to talk about there. Ed is flying. I'm flying solo right now. Ed is having technical difficulties. So that, you know what that tells you is 2023 is going to be just like 2022. So with constant technical difficulties. But that's what it's like going live. But thanks so much, everybody, for joining in. Make sure to drop your comments in the chat, and so we can start chatting and everything and getting and I need your help, especially if I'm flying solo. So let's get that going. Lots of things to talk about as far as there's a couple preseason games. There's lots of players that we want to be there, we don't want to be there. Are they going to be there for long? So lots of fun stuff to talk about. But before we start all that, let's mention and thank you to our sponsor, and that's Caneswear. So go to Caneswear to get all the Inter Miami gear. I was talking to them recently, and they're getting a whole bunch of new stuff for the new year. They've already got it on order. It's coming in soon, so get ready for that. And so Caneswear is located in Davie, Florida, just south of 595 off of University Drive. If that's too far for you, go to caneswear.com, mention FMTV, and you'll save a little cash. And also, any orders over $99, they ship for free. So Caneswear is a place where you're gonna get the best prices in town. That's the end of the day. That's what it is. So best prices in town for there at Caneswear. I keep looking around. I feel a little bit rusty. I know we did the whole thing, doing a lot of World Cup stuff, but taking 2 weeks off, a little rusty. My entire setup was all screwed up. Also, we were running a different kind of look during the World Cup, so everything was out of whack. But and I'm stumbling over my words a little bit because out of practice. So. There's that. Oh yeah. B King is in the chat, and he's actually mentioning something about the black shirt. Let me go see if I can find that. The 2023 Inter Miami black shirt. So we can maybe we could discuss that. That was so when you do a quick Google search, it doesn't come up. I know it was some people tweeted it and stuff like that. Oh, here it is. All right, bear with me. Joseph can't wait for the new shirt. Let's take a while we're waiting for everybody to come in and chat and stuff like that. I've downloaded the image, so that's good. All right, so let's say hi to a few people. B King was the first one I see in the chat, so welcome, B King. Thanks for joining. Thanks for being first up. As always, One World, One Goal is here. Happy New Year. Anthony is in the house. Everybody's happy about the Dolphins. Jose Velasquez, thanks for joining. Eric Thomas, good to see him back for a new year. And Guyver is in here as well. All right, good to see everybody in here. And as always, if you... I don't have it on here. Here. Yeah, here it is. If you want to give us a call, 786-474-4435. Looks like Ed might still be having some difficulties because I don't see him. So this is going to be, it's going to be whatever it is. So some of you guys were talking about the new shirt. So let's pull that up real quick. Let's just take a look at this new shirt and just throw it over here. What do you guys think? So I'm wearing the old black shirt, and here we've got what is the new black shirt. Not much changed, not much difference, but brighter pink. That's always good. Got these little waves that are such a minor little kind of. Some people were calling it La Palma 2.0. Yep. But I like the little stripe on the sides. Stripe looks good. And then this monochromatic logo looks good. So not bad. I don't mind it. You know, some people might say it's too similar to this jersey. But then again, you kind of want I do at least. I want my club to have a signature look. And so it needs to be consistent from year to year to year for the most part, you know, with minor tweaks. This, to me, is a minor tweak. So I'm down with it. For how long is, there's your classic teams, your Manchester United and all that. They have the same basic shirt most years. Of course, every once in a while they go to a more of a dramatic change, but for the most part, it's basically the same thing over and over and over again. Minor tweaks. And so here we got the same thing. Because it's so similar, I don't know if people go run out and buy it right away, but I want to buy it partially because of the Apple TV logo. I want that Apple TV logo on there. I'm a big Apple guy. So I want that Apple TV logo. And this more than likely is the replica. So the authentic might look just a hair different, minor difference. But Anthony, he digs it. That's good. All right, so shirt talk. Check. All right, so drop in the chat what you guys want to talk about. We'll let you guys direct the conversation. And since I am flying solo, the show will just go as long as it goes. If it peters out, it peters out. Since I'm on it, that's inevitable eventually, Anyways, let's jump right off and do a couple of voicemails, just because at least one of them is definitely like a Happy New Year type of voicemail. So let's do that.
Time for your voicemail.
Hello.
All right, and so let's get to that, and here we go.
Hey, Peter and Uncle Ed and all the great fans. It's Italia, One World, One Goal. Happy New Year, everybody. Miss you guys. And I do miss my scrambled eggs and Messi, doing that kind of for old time's sake. And as Uncle Ed would say regarding the U.S. soccer, it's too much drama for your mama. Oh, my gosh. It's like a soap opera situation. So over to our MLS. Let's hope they get to do great things. Cristiano Ronaldo did not come. Messi did not come. Suarez did not come. But let's see what the fellas can rustle up and kind of, ramp up some marketing this year. Hopefully they bring somebody in, or else maybe we can start to kind of promote the youth and do some marketing that way. Anywho, love you guys. Love the show. Happy New Year.
All right. Thanks. One World, One Goal. Again, 786-474-4435. If you want to jump in and help me out today. And something she touched on, Eric Thomas is also bringing up in the chat. What a shame what's happening with the Reyna family and Greg Berhalter. So a lot of people may be looking at this as an embarrassment and things like that. I look at it more like we've arrived. We've got a drama, a scandal, or what have you. That the world may pay attention to. It's I think one of our friends, maybe it was Eric, mentioned it's very Mexican, right? This is the kind of thing you expect in Mexico. Well, it's about time we got there, right? Some family drama. These people go way back, and I don't need to recap everything that happened because you guys all know. But I laughed, I enjoyed it, and I just feel bad for the kid. I feel bad for Reyna. So, maybe he did not act appropriately as a teammate. He apologized. Everything should have moved on, but it should have been kept in-house. Greg Halter's first mistake, but then Reina's mom, airing out the old dirty laundry from 30 years ago, whether it's right or wrong, that's his personal business. And it's 30 years ago. My gosh. Does this stinker, does this tag hang over Gio Reyna's head? Does mommy and daddy coming to his rescue, hurt him in any way when there's future considerations for the U.S. national team and things like that? So, Ed says he is, wait, there we go. All right. Looks like Ed found a way in. And let me do a little work here, because this is all the kind of stuff I try to do before the show, but, didn't happen. So let's go here. Let's do this. Oh, Ed. I see him, but no, you guys don't. Green screen, transparent, fade level is low. Why is it not? Let's do this.
There we go.
In there.
There
right.
You go, Peter Brown.
Hey, girls.
All right. And hello, Peter. Where we go? Oh, there we go. There we go. I got my wife here, too. Oh, she doesn't want to come up, though. Kiss it so you guys can go. Bye, Peter. Bye.
Bye, Peter.
Bye, girls.
Love you, Peter. Go, baby. Go. How's it going, Peter Brown?
All right, Ed. Your background is all messed up.
Yeah, I'm going to try to fix it a little bit. And, yeah, I'm sorry, guys, for all this. Having a problem with the computer is telling me that it's not, Safari's not granting permission to the camera and microphone. We've been, on, vacation mode, so we haven't even tried out anything. I guess, it's a little bit off or whatever, but hopefully you guys can hear me well. There's babies do not, they want to keep talking to Peter Brown, if you guys could hear that.
Understandable.
Everybody wants to talk to Peter Brown.
That's it.
So sorry if you guys see an incredible close-up of me. I know I'm got a face only a mother could love, but hey, Peter needs somebody to talk to.
I sure do.
Well, we're gonna try fixing this once we get off of the air, because I have no idea what got messed up. While we were on vacation, but we'll get it fixed by the next show. I'm sure, right, Peter?
You just need to call in early, Ed. Just call in early. We can figure everything else out.
It always happens. The wife wanted to take the kids to, do those. They wanted to go pick strawberries or whatever, so the babies were picking up strawberries. And before you know it, I'm like, okay, we gotta go. I gotta do the show. But you know how the wives are. They do what they want. And running, but I got here, Peter.
Good. And I saw the chat mentioning that, Peter's going to voicemails early. Well, by myself. I needed some help.
I'm here, Peter. I'm here to save the day.
People are happy to see you in the chat.
All right.
But I still get a little bit of love.
There you go, Peter. Everybody loves Peter Brown. Trying to fix this a little bit because I see this. Okay, there we go. I can't actually read everything for some reason. I can see it now.
So okay, Ed, let's get right back into it. So I was talking just a little bit before getting deep into Inter Miami stuff, just because it was mentioned. One World, One Goal mentioned in a voicemail about the Reina drama. And I was actually, okay, maybe it's because I like a good telenovela. Maybe
those Mexican soap opera type things, right?
Maybe I was a fan of Melrose Place back in the day. You know, those kind of nighttime soap opera type of thing. It was the 90s. Everybody liked that show. But so maybe I like a little bit of drama. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I think it's hilarious. Everything everybody says that this is U.S. soccer in a nutshell, you can't disagree. It's 100%. We're in a small little pond. Everybody knows everybody. Everybody's sleeping with everybody. I mean, they're roommates. They're this, they're that. They're fighting. They're kicking. They're whatever, scratching. They're doing whatever they want. I love that. I think it's hilarious. At the end of the day, my only concern is, does it hurt the kid? Does it hurt Gio Reyna and his future with the U.S. national team? His professionally or anything like that? How does he get any ribbing in his locker room that mommy and daddy came to his rescue?
That's pretty embarrassing. But Peter, I got to say, man, I've been on Reddit. I've been on all these different, on Facebook, all these different places where people are talking about it. I tried to get myself as informed as possible because I didn't want to take any sides. But I really think that Berhalter should have kept it quiet. I think that's what he let the cat out of the box, and it went to hell. And he should just kept it indoors.
100%. And if we're going to get to why it started, Berhalter had preached to his team that we keep everything indoors. Everything is in-house. And then he went out of the house. So he got what he deserves in some aspect.
Mama did what mom was going to do,
That's it.
And so that's I like this view better, Peter, because it was just too much, in my face. But yeah, I mean, that's my take from everything I've read. Berhalter was basically, a lot of people are like me bashing Gio, whatever. I never liked Berhalter in the first place when he became.
I know you were never a fan.
I never was a fan. I was always critical. I think we made it to the second phase, not because of his talent as a coach, but because we had the talent. And I think that if we would have had a better coach, this really young team may have gone farther. I think we just needed a better tactician, somebody that would have I don't know, it would have been more of a personality. I always thought he was pretty bland. Nothing against the guy. I thought he was a pretty decent player. But I just think he wasn't ready to be a coach.
I assume he's not coming back. There's no definite thing, but there was word, and Anthony's bringing it up here, that I'll bring this up a little bit, that they reached out to Zidane, and he rejects the offer. He says no.
He only wants to train the French national team,
and I get that. I 100% get that. He's French all the way through and through, and so I'm not going to coach. What's that? Yeah, I'm not going to coach anybody other than my nationality. So I get that, unless it's professional.
Chocolate mousse. Yeah.
Keep going, Ed.
I'm busting out with the little French that I know. So.
Parlez-vous français, right?
Yeah. Je parle un peu français. I took a couple of courses in high school.
All right.
Failed. Yeah. But Peter, yeah, I mean, I don't know if we want to talk a lot of national team stuff, but I think
that's about enough.
I think Gio's going to be okay.
Okay.
Keep him away for a year or two. Let him do his thing. Let him, whoever the next coach is probably going to call him, dude, because the guy's pretty talented. Let him do his thing, and if he feels, he needs to take some time off. Give him that time off to develop his play in his own club. And if he's good enough, which I think he will be, he'll be back. He's young and ready to contribute. And with the right coaches, I think they'll be able to get these young players have no reason why they should not make the next World Cup. I don't know how the format's going to be, because suppose it's going to be like 48
more teams.
Yeah, that's crazy. I think they're exaggerating a little bit, but whatever. I think the U.S. in that case is probably going to be in. So
we're the host. We're the host. We'll be in.
We got the talent, and I think hopefully if we get a good coach, somebody with more experience, we'll be able to do something and hopefully advance farther into the World Cup. I don't think we'll win it, but we're getting there.
Why not? All right, let's. I don't want to go down that path. All right, so hey, let's go back to doing another voicemail. Just bouncing around voicemails a little bit earlier, and this may help direct the conversation a little bit. So
It's time for your voicemail.
Hello?
Good evening, everybody, boys and girls and germs. It's America's favorite uncle, Uncle Ned. And you know what Uncle Ned says, boys and girls. Fam. Damn.
I forgot how to do it.
Hey, man, I just want to wish everybody a happy holidays, happy Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. Wanted to shout out my guys downtown, Peter Brown, and Doral, or South Florida's favorite uncle, Uncle Ed. My two guys, man. I hope you guys had a very happy and safe holidays, and I'm excited to wish you guys a new year, and I'm glad to see Futbol Miami TV back for another season, and wanted to shout out my friends, Italia, Yankee Boy, Bruno, Jet Pancake, Judge Dredd, the whole family, man. I hope you guys had a happy and safe New Year's. Just wanted to say to you guys, man, I'm excited about this upcoming year, but I'm also a little bit nervous and scared, man, because we got a few dilemmas going on, guys, and I'm pretty sure you guys already touched on some of them. Where we got to put Pizarro on a milk box. Where the hell is Pizarro at, okay? Is he coming back? Is he not coming back? Are we getting him on a TAM contract? Because I don't think we can get him on a DP contract. What's going on with that? That's one. Number two, I guess the Messi thing is over with. That experiment is done, just like the Luis Suarez thing is done. I would have loved to have Messi, but we can't afford this guy, man. Come on, he just got finished winning the World Cup. There's no way we can afford to bring him back. Afford to bring him over here to Inter Miami. He just got finished winning, man, and I doubt that we'll ever be able to acquire him, because by the time he is ready to come over here to MLS, he ain't gonna have much to put in the as far as contribute anyway. I mean, he'll be 37 by the time his contract is over with Paris Saint-Germain. So, we got that going on. What are we doing with Marsman? Are we selling Marsman? Are we bringing back Marsman? What are we doing with Mr. Glass, Robbie Robinson? Is he going to be over there in Spain, or are we going to sell him? Personally, I think that we should sell Mr. Glass and Marsman, see if we can get some money to use for TAM signings. So we could.
Shocker! Yep. Uncle Ned went long, and there's a part two. There's a part two. But before we go to his part two, he talked about a lot, so let's maybe tackle some of the things he talked about, and talking about the group as far as who's reported in, who's not there, and all that. We've got this group picture, and we can look at the back of the heads and kind of identify a few people. I know we kind of looked at this picture, Ed, and we don't see Pozuelo in the picture.
No Pozuelo in there. I'm worried.
Right. And so that is a question. Is he still on vacation? Is he still working on, are they working on the contract? I think if he was gone, they would have already mentioned it, because he's going to then be looking for other teams. So they're still working out the details, I think. The fact that there's no mention is, to me, means he's either, he's either with, on vacation somewhere, still traveling. They gave him a couple of extra days, or they're working out the contract. But I think he's back, and I think they could bring him in as a TAM level player, even if it's buying down a contract, which is something we've kind of heard may be happening with Gregory.
I was going to ask you, Peter, what incarnation is that? Who was it? Taylor Twellman, who always comes up with some of these, shocking news. It was pretty shocking to me.
Yeah.
Gregory is a DP. WTF, Peter?
Yeah, that's what the former ESPN guy Taylor Twellman said. Taylor Twellman's leaving ESPN, folks. Guess where he's probably going? I'm gonna guess. I'm gonna go on a limb and say he's gonna go and join the Apple TV stuff with
Apple?
MLS, Apple TV. Give him let him be the main guy. But
Exactly.
I can't tell what that is.
It
Didn't work.
It didn't work, but this one will work probably.
Yeah. Yeah. So you threw me off there. Where was I? Gregory.
It was the piggy and the chicken and the pig.
So I mean, that is something that happens often. Is they buy down contracts to get them under. So but it just means you have to have a good amount of TAM. That's the thing, is we never know how much TAM this team has available.
They don't really talk about much much of the moves that they make until they make them.
Right.
So we know they've contracted some new guys, and so that makes us think they must have some money. But they haven't talked about the people that they're going to get rid of. I mean, we also saw, like you mentioned, Marsman is still there.
Yep.
I saw him, getting his physical and everything. So that's, if we get rid of him, there'll be more space for other players. They're doing stuff behind the scenes. Of course, we don't know, but it would help us a little bit if they did mention who's leaving and who's not. And one of the back of the heads that we saw was Pizarro.
Yes.
Looking for the picture, aren't you?
We did.
Oh, there you go.
A different picture. I wasn't going to zoom in on the back of his head, but I do have a picture of him. So yeah, that's a conversation item. Is Pizarro going to play with a team? And so there's, I think I saw that Anthony says here his opinion. Anthony says pretty positive Pizarro not training with the team. Well, my thought is, if he's not training with the team, why was he in that team meeting? Right?
That probably means he's training.
That probably means he's training. Because
he needs to train. If he's going to go to any other team, he needs to be seen doing something.
Yeah, because also think about this. Like when Pellegrini was kind of in limbo with Inter Miami, he wasn't showing up at team meetings. You didn't see him. He just disappeared, right? He was signed with Fort Lauderdale and then never seen again, right? So if he was doing something similar, like just waiting in limbo, waiting for something to happen, I don't think he'd be in that meeting. So the fact that he's in that meeting, I think that's why going to see some of these preseason games like this Vasco da Gama. Now I'm just burning through stuff fast, but the Vasco da Gama game that's coming up on January 21st. That's a fun game, and I think you guys all should go to that. That's a fun game because will we see someone like Pizarro on the field? How does Pizarro look after his time away in Mexico? I know it wasn't a great time away, but is he humbled? And how does he look? And is Pozuelo back as well? And how do they pair up? How do they play together? That could be pretty interesting.
And that's something I think we've mentioned before in our we're always WhatsApping or whatever with Peter, talking with a couple of our friends about the new moves that are being made, and that would be interesting to see Pozuelo and Campana work and Pizarro working, and we got Gregory, we got these new players too, Peter, that have signed on, or I think one of them is ready to sign on. But it would be an interesting team. There we go. Nicolas Stefanelli.
Argentinian that's been playing in Sweden.
A lot of people are talking about his height. He's only 5'5", Peter. That's shorter than you and I.
I mean, I'm not worried about that. As for an attacker, I mean, there's always some short attackers.
I'm sure he's not going to be a number 9. I think he's probably going to be playing as probably 11
on the wing or something.
He also works. I've seen that he's good at other positions. He also plays midfield. He's done he might be one of those players that could be another Breck Shea. That's Breck Shea was everything on the left he could do.
Yeah, sure.
So maybe he's one of those type of players.
Yeah. Going back to this Pizarro conversation, One World, One Goal had an opinion. She's saying they did have to report 4 physicals, even if being traded doesn't mean they trained, Peter. Well, nobody trained yet. They're all just sitting through meetings and stuff like that. We're talking about training in the next few days. But you might be right. You might be right. They just might be reporting in because you're an employee and, you got to get physicals and all that kind of stuff. You might be right, but I don't know. I think there's more to it. The coach is sitting there talking to him. That wasn't, your HR person talking.
Yeah.
Sorry. The real professional organization you got there, Ed.
Yeah, sorry about that, guys. I'm doing this via my phone because, like I said, my computer's not working for some crazy reason. So we'll get it fixed though next show for sure. But yeah, Peter. So I don't know, man. I would think Pizarro's got something to prove. He didn't. He got injured in Mexico. He wasn't playing that often. It's just been and the last few years have been humbling, like you said, for him.
Sure.
And maybe he's got a chip on his shoulder and he needs to demonstrate that he can do it. And another reason why I think he might stay is like if you like what you were saying about Gregory is true, that they tammed him down or whatever. They're not going to be able to get rid of Pizarro. So maybe
no, that's not true.
No? Okay.
I don't think so. Granted, I think
that's why I like Peter Brown. He knows.
Well, no, I have a pretty good grasp on the rules, but I don't think anybody fully understands them. So, but I have a decent grasp on the rules. And my understanding of the rules, buying down players with TAM, it's different than buying out a player's contract. And you're allowed to buy out one contract per year. And that does not necessarily, I do not believe buying out a contract is coming from your TAM money, your payroll money. I think this is something that a mechanism to get out of a contract. So I think it's still in play with Pizarro. They, as far as we know, they have not used that on anybody to buy out any contracts. Of course, they could.
That's once a year, right?
What's that?
Once a year.
Once a year.
They could do that once a year.
Yeah. They could buy out his contract. They could buy out, someone like someone else in here that I don't want back, Kieran Gibbs. They could use it to buy out Kieran Gibbs too, because he's still technically with the team and he's a waste. So, but no, I think that is still there. Eric Thomas chiming in here in the chat. And unfortunately, Pizarro's value is so low at this point, we may not be able to loan him, let alone sell him, until a few games into the season. We may have to raise his value, and the only way we can is by playing him. So true. And again, that's I get so excited for preseason games. I know, like in the NFL, people hate preseason. The preseason, man. I don't know. I like it because it's been the off season, and now you're kind of just like really curious in what your team might look like this upcoming season. That's why I really enjoyed going to last year's preseason game against Universidad Peru, I think it was. That was a lot of fun to go to. So I'm really looking forward to potentially going to this Vasco da Gama game. I'm planning on it. I have not bought my tickets yet. I've had my finger on the purchase button a couple times, but then my wife started talking about we may have to drive up to Orlando to see her aunt who lives is in Orlando that is not doing well. So we may have to do a family kind of personal trip, but we're trying to do it not on that week. So we're trying to do it on a different week.
And there's more games coming up. There's one that we had I had sent you. There you go.
And if for anybody that doesn't know, this is Ed's favorite team in all of Ecuador. Ecuador's Emelec is coming here to face Inter Miami. What is Ed going to do? How can he pull for two favorite teams?
Nope, that's not my favorite team. I'm the guy the opposite team, Barcelona of Ecuador. That's my team. This was Ricky Ricardo's team, so he's very interested. He's up in Charlotte thinking about flying down here just to see those games. So,
He should come down. He should come down.
Yeah, that's what I'm telling you. You need to come down. But I think on the top of that, there's the date. When are they saying it's going to be? February?
I think you had said to me, and then let me go find our chat. I think you had mentioned February 18th. This game is February 18th. So
apparently they're going to have a small tournament, 4 teams. They're going to be the only team that's out of MLS. The other 2 teams I think are going to be MLS teams. So that'll be interesting. I have no idea how they're going to maneuver that little championship or how it's going to work out, but it'll be interesting to see, and good to see Inter Miami in these preseason games, because it's going to make us see, if Pizarro does play, if he plays well, if Pozuelo comes back. I really want to see that combination. I think 2 creative guys like that would be interesting.
Yep.
I'd like to see if, Mr. Glass, Robinson comes back. If he comes back, I don't know how long that loan is.
It was mentioned that it was strictly a kind of it's not a loan from what it was. They were just going to train him, and so was Bryce Duke, the 2 of them. It was just a training thing. So going by that, you should expect them back, unless of course they impress. And they were going to train with Zaragoza, right? The Moss's other team.
Yes, yeah. So that should be interesting. I want to see how Bryce Duke is doing. I think he's a good player. He's got a lot of future. He's young. He could take up the Pozuelo's position if Pozuelo doesn't come back. I hope he does. I think Bryce could learn a little bit from him a little bit still, and I think he's that much better of a player. We're a different team with Pozuelo in the field, so I think we would look good. Going into next season. I'm not sure if we're going to make playoff with the players we have now.
It feels a little bit right now, as of right now, it feels like a little bit of a down year. And I think a big part of that is we all got our excitement up over Messi and over Busquets and players like that. So they're not coming this year. And however, we got some, inside word that things are not as they seem, that the ownership is excited about 23 and they say it's not as it seems. So that means they know that it doesn't look so good right now. We're looking at it like, we're worse off than last year. I mean, we lost our top goal scorer, who was only good when we had Pozuelo. So no Pozuelo, even if we had Higuain, he would suck. And but still, he performed at the end, and he's gone.
Yeah, I think he's still. I think if Higuain could have come back one more year, especially with the chemistry they had with Pozuelo, even if he was coming off the bench, I think he would still be able to play pretty decently. But he decided it was time to go into the horizon, into the sunset, and nothing we can do now.
No, but the point just being that we're a little bit less of a team this year than we were last year. And of course, this new Stefanelli guy may be awesome. We just don't know. But Anthony definitely agree. This is going to be an off year unless we make some good signings. There is talk of some other signings and things like that. But let's get back to part 2 of Uncle Ned.
Starting off 2023 like I did in 2022, man. Leaving you with a 2-parter, man. I meant to say Pizarro. I'm worried that the chemistry might not be the same with Pizarro back over here. So those are things that we have to consider. But overall, I'm a little bit worried overall about the team. As much as I didn't like Gonzalo, he contributed a lot of goals towards this team. I know Campana is a very dynamic young guy. I'm not sure that he's going to be able to give us as much goals. Not only does he have to fill in for his goal total from last year, he also has to compensate to some extent. Maybe not all. Maybe we can get some production out of the new guys that are coming in. But he also has to compensate a little bit for the back end being left by Gonzalo. And speaking of new guys, what do you guys think of the Stefanelli kid? You guys think that he's going to be definitely a player for us? You think he's going to translate over here in MLS? And I think we're about to sign another kid, man. I think he's a left back. So let's see how that goes. Have you guys been doing any research on Jake LaCava? How do you think he's going to contribute to Inter Miami? He seems like another young, dynamic firecracker, kind of like Bryce Duke. And if he's anything like Bryce Duke along that line, that we should be we should actually be having a fun, young team up front, man. But like I said, again, you got to have Pizarro around. So I'm a little bit nervous, like I said, about that. So anyway, I'm going to wrap up, but a lot to look forward to. I don't know if Pizarro makes it to the opening day roster. At this point in time, I personally hope not, but you know what? If he's gonna reclaim his past glory like he had when he was with the Mexican national team and how he first started with Inter Miami, then I guess we're gonna have to give him a chance, man, and hope for the best, right? But anyway. Again, congratulations for another year over here at Futbol Miami TV. Good luck, guys. And like I said, peace. I'm out. Stay safe, guys. Bye.
So, yeah, there's so many unknowns with Stefanelli, with LaCava, and all that kind of stuff. That's why, again, for me, there's not even, the answer is no. I've not done any research. I've been on vacation. But that's why I really look forward to that upcoming preseason game to actually lay some eyes on some of these people, get to see them. People are concerned, Ed, about you and your setup there. Geez, Ed, you okay over there?
That was hilarious, man. I think I'm going to use that as I was telling Peter we're going to do some shorts and stuff, and I think that's a funny one right there. We could probably use. Well, there we go.
There it goes again.
Oh man, my setup's just terrible. Yeah, I got to put something here to block
and Ed,
it.
you're really killing all the work I put into making this show look as professional as I possibly can.
Well, I think it's not helping out because my battery's like really low, and
that's
so
what
I had
power
to connect.
cord is for.
I did the power cord thing, but I think that's what knocked it out of its way. But here we go.
So there's other people out there, Ed, that do this kind of thing. There's other people that do a little bit of what we do, but I don't think anybody has quite the production value that we do.
Oh yeah,
Now you've just opened the door for everybody else.
Oh yeah,
with the falling camera.
That would never happen to us. They're probably saying,
falling camera resolutions. Not the best.
Those old guys don't know what they're doing. That's what it comes down to. But hey, it's fun, man. This is fun. We're no professionals like they are. We're just a couple of guys that love soccer and basically begged for an MLS team. That's that's the glory we had.
A couple of schmucks that can't tape their phones to the iPod to the tripod.
Yeah, because the computer didn't work. But it's all good. And of course, because we always leave everything for the very last moment. So of course, well, I do.
Right,
I'm a Latino.
I had this room set up at 5:30. So.
If Edgar would have done, it would have gone to police, this would have never have happened. If I would have done this earlier, I got that from Woody Woodpecker, by the way. If I would have set up earlier, I think we would have been all right. But that means that after the show, we got to, stay on for a little bit till I fix the problem. Because I don't know if we're gonna have the show tomorrow, but we usually have a nerd show. I don't know if Peter's been watching some of the nerd stuff that we usually watch.
I actually watched a little bit, and was nerding out a little bit. Oh, you can't see that one. Nerding out a little. Oh, darn it, I'm breaking things.
Wrong color.
Nerding out a little bit, in my off time.
Are those Legos?
Yes, they are.
Nice. That's good stuff. Well, I was watching the what's it called, the Bad Batch. I don't know if you watched the 2 episodes that came out already.
All right, so we could talk about that tomorrow, maybe. But yeah, no, I barely watched that, but I did watch Avatar.
My bad.
I did see Avatar. Anyways, back to the good production.
Back to foosball. Back to foosball.
All right. So another rumor. So we're talking about players and whether Pizarro may play or whatever. Baldwin says, I think Pizarro can do better without Higuain. Probably.
They were getting along.
Probably.
You're right.
Eric calling me out for my Legos. Peter Brown, how old are you again?
You're never too old. Never.
I got these Legos, and these are meant for adults. These are Legos that are meant for adults, and I like them, and they go along with the other nonsense that I have laying around the house. So, there's that.
Yeah, nerds forever. It's like
right.
it's like a job description.
See, Anthony collects Batman Legos. See, you're never too old, but they do get expensive. You got to be careful with that stuff. All right. Anyways, back to more thoughts and rumors and all that kind of stuff, because we talk about not having a lot of talent, maybe, or short or young or what have you. This guy is apparently rumored to be in discussions. Joseph Martinez is rumored, and that rumor came from, I think it was Neil Bogart, who, Tom Bogart.
Tom. Good old Tom Bogart. Dude, you got that stash going, that Tom fella. Have you seen that stash?
Yeah.
Man.
He's got that Magnum PI.
Oh, dude, he looks from something like back in the 70s or something.
That's a porn stash,
he's bringing
right?
back that stash. Oh, that's a porn stash. There you go. But yeah, let's go back to Martinez. Dude, how could we afford the guy? I mean, maybe he's got to be on the down low, right?
He's got to be. He's had some down years. He's had, issues with getting along with coaches, injuries, all that kind of stuff. I wonder if any of our people from Atlanta are watching. But he's on the downslide. So I would hope we could get him for a deal, get him for a steal. Right. Is what I would hope. But, if I remember correctly, he played well against us.
Right. I think so. Which I'm just hoping he's still in decent enough shape to make something happen if he does come down here. I'm also hoping we're not going to pay too much for him. Right. Because we're still on that, that we're still paying for what's his name, Tubby did to us. So, we got one more year where we're still going to be penalized financially. So, we're looking. The way it looks, Peter, I don't think we're going to get DPs this year. They're probably going to hold on to those DPs and wait. Well, I don't know about this year, but maybe until at least halfway through the season to see if maybe we get some other guy. I mean, Busquets, you mentioned. I think he would have been awesome, to see him and Pozuelo, work that transition from defense to offense. Busquets would be the guy in the back, moving that ball around, passing it to Pozuelo would have been interesting to see how they do. They're both Spaniards, right?
Who?
Pozuelo and Busquets. Busquets is Spaniard, right?
Yep. He was on the Spanish national team. Yep.
They definitely speak the same language, so it would be interesting to see what kind of chemistry they could develop if he would come. But our sources are saying he's probably not coming because Messi's not coming.
Yeah. So I mean, Eric brings up a good point here. How are we signing this guy? Campana is a DP. Pizarro is back, and we have to buy down Gregory with TAM money. I'd take him as a TAM signing. He's talking about our Atlanta guy. But and I'm not even mentioning Pozuelo. So that's a good question. How are we paying for all this stuff in a year that we're still under some sanctions? So that is a good question. How do we make this happen? Because there's another rumor out there from Michelle Kaufman that says reports out of Brazil that Inter Miami is in talks with a 21-year-old international attacking midfielder, Mauricio. Other clubs also in the mix, however. So I heard there was talk about him potentially going to Arsenal or something like that. And the transfer fee is reportedly $15 million.
Oh.
How in the world are they in a conversation with a guy that costs $15 million? Just the transfer fee, because that is a DP.
Yeah. I don't know. And that would mean that Pozuelo would probably be out.
Pizarro's out.
Pizarro,
right?
They need
you buy his contract out.
Yeah. So because he would be occupying Pozuelo's, but he's young. I don't know. I haven't seen too much about the guy.
Me neither. I just read that.
Do our research.
Read that tweet. Found it interesting. We're always linked to so many players, but then of course when we start the season, we're kind of like. It's always, that's the beauty of, I guess you could say, what do you want to be? Do you want to have a team that is mentioned in everything? So there's always some fun conversations. There's always some rumors. They're at least in the conversation for everybody, but the problem is you get your hopes up and then the season starts and then you're like, well, we got none of them. We got this guy from Sweden who we have no clue if he's any good. He's bounced around a lot. I do know that being Stefanelli, but who knows?
Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah, we're linked with so many players at the end of the year. At the end of it all, let's say none of them end up staying. So, right now it's we don't really know. We need to see who's going to be gone. And we were checking out the website. Remember, Peter? We were checking out that website, and they haven't updated that sucker in a while, have they?
No, they're famous for not doing that. They did that last year as well. I think part of it is they don't probably. I'm guessing. Because they put them in new photos with the new shirt. They probably do not want to update anything until they get the new shirt, the new pictures, and all that kind of stuff. But you can still remove people. That's the thing. You could still remove people because there's people that are listed on the roster that we know are gone because there were the contracts options that were declined. George Acosta, Higuain, and Breck Shea, right? So I know Acosta and Breck Shea are on that list. I didn't scroll enough to see Higuain, but I assume he's still there too. Out of contract, Jovan Jones, Pozuelo, and Vasilev. Out of contract, and we know Vasilev is gone for sure. Out of contract does not necessarily mean they won't renegotiate and bring them back, like, for example, Pozuelo. But the chances are, they're gone, like Breck Shea. So remove them from the website, But I think it's interesting because we sit here and talk about these people, and I started thinking about this when I'm watching them do their physicals, and I'm watching that little video clip, and I saw Marsman, and we all feel like Marsman should be gone. Nothing against Marsman, but he's too expensive to be a backup, and clearly Drake is our number one. There was even some talk about us getting back the guy that played for Montreal. What was his name? Diop. So there was talk. I saw some mention that potentially he's coming back. And if he's coming back, he's your backup and Marsman is gone. So anyways, we talk about these players like they're just disposable. You could just, he should be gone. He should be gone. He should be gone. Imagine if we did that, Ed, at your office.
Right.
And we just went around and just started moving pieces around like they're just nothing. Like, oh, this guy, Ed Serrano, he's gone. He's out of here. He shouldn't be here. And then,
Oh, that never happened. You keep me at the start.
But we just dispose of these people and their livelihoods. And these are real people with real families, real livelihoods. And you could say, oh, they make money and this and that. Yeah, you make money, you pay, you spend money, right? The more you make, the more you spend. So we just love. But a lot of rambling just to say I'm watching that video, wondering how many people are weighing in, getting their EKGs done and all that kind of physical stuff, and really are never going to set foot on the field like Marsman. And right now they're all feeling good. They're hugging each other. They're seeing that team camaraderie again. Great to see you, all that kind of stuff. And then 2 days later, it could be like, all right, I didn't see ya. Maybe never. I'm out of here.
Right. It was fun. Have a good time. But yeah, that's well.
There
man,
he goes again.
Oh man, that's just
Ed can't keep it up.
Oh, dude, that could be a bad rumor. But no, I think I got him. I'm hoping
the phone. That is the phone.
The phone. But yeah, Peter. I mean, this is an interesting time to see the team starting to get back together. There's so many rumors, so many things that are happening right now. Look at Romeo Beckham. Romeo Beckham's moving on.
How about that, Ed? You didn't know? I was prepared for that.
I did not. I had a feeling. But Romeo's moving on.
Brentford.
Well, he's on loan. Yeah. And, you got to see him signing his, I guess his loan contract with his pops next to him, who's probably the guy that's managing him, right? Giving him the advice. But,
yeah.
I from what I read, it seems that the team asked them to help develop him. What are your thoughts on that?
But he was signed to their B team, right? So let's not get too excited. But still, their B team, an English B team, is a higher level than our B team for sure. So this is definitely great for his development. Hey, look, that's the great thing. This deal I liked because, look, he's probably not going to play with the first team this year anyways. So let's send him somewhere, develop him. And at the end of the day, maybe he never really plays for Inter Miami's MLS squad, but we sell him and make some money.
Right.
So, I mean, that would be great as well. So, or they develop him and we get him back and he's awesome. So it's a win-win, right?
Well, he was doing pretty well, I think, last year. One of the many things that I remember is that he was contributing a lot as setting up goals, as assists and stuff. So he playing the same position as Dad did.
Right.
So I think that's pretty impressive. He's got a teacher at home who tells him what to do, and I guess he's developing into his own thing, and good for him. I'd love to see him come back and do something, or like you said, see him move on, and we could at least brag, oh, he was with us for a little while.
Right, because at the end of the day, we still own him. MLS owns him, Inter Miami owns him, so whatever happens to him, we make some money on him, or we get a better player out of him. Anthony is saying, well, if it cooperates, here we go. Anthony is saying Romeo is mid at best. Great example of nepotism, baby.
Oh,
yeah. Well, I mean,
I guess he played some decent. I saw some of those games.
I thought he played well.
Seems like he could do something.
I thought he played well. So I sure, maybe he gets the opportunity because of nepotism, but then you got to prove it. And I don't think Brentford is pulling him in. I mean, I guess they could do a favor to Beckham, but I don't know. At some point, you got to let your kids stand on their own, right? It's kind of like my daughter. This is weird. My daughter is 18 now, and she's graduating high school soon, and she's sitting here talking to me about doing a senior road trip, a senior trip of some sort, and the idea was thrown out there of maybe going on a cruise, and so I pulled up cruise prices to show her that if she does a short one, it could be reasonably priced. And my wife is like, well, I'm going with you. I'm not letting you go on a cruise by yourself. And I had to say to my wife, it's kind of the same thing with Beckham. That's why I tell the story, is that we got to start to let go. She's 18. She's graduated high school. We did our job. Now we just got to, pray and hope things turn out right, and we got to let her go. And same thing. Hopefully, Beckham is not helping Romeo too much. You just got to let him go a little bit.
Let him do his own thing. That's true. What else we got, Peter? There was a couple of rumors also about the uniform, Peter. I don't know if you saw that there's a new. I don't know if you got the chance to.
Yeah, we talked about that
we
talked about that in the beginning of the show. So Ed, go back to the beginning of the show and you'll find out what everybody thinks.
Well, I guess I'm gonna, dude, that was pretty quick though. I was late for what, 2 minutes?
It was closer to 20, 15 to 20. But yeah, we did touch on the what do you think of the New Jersey as we wrap up the show here?
I'm definitely going to get it. I'm going to get everything that Inter Miami has, or at least try to. They got the those little waves thing going now.
Mm-hmm.
It looks all right. It's I like it better than the La Palma one, to tell you the truth.
I would agree. I like the monochromatic logo. I like that, and the pink is a little brighter. And this one was great because this pink was brighter than year one pink. They're getting it brighter and brighter every year. And that's good. You want to be pink, be pink. So
Right.
Eric Thomas keeping you
Don't be
honest.
shy.
Eric Thomas keeping you honest here. Try 15 minutes, Ed. 15 minutes late, Ed.
Whoopsie. Yeah, I just tried to do everything that I could to try to connect with the computer, but darn tootin', it didn't work.
Baldwin is asking, is Little Neville still there? Yes. As far as we know.
He's. I think he's going to be in the
Harvey.
first team. Yeah.
I mean, he got his green card. So he's not an international player. So, yeah. I mean, I think he might be on the bench this year and with some opportunities to come in. That's nepotism, right? But he's got to prove it. If he's good.
Right.
I mean, I don't think the coach is putting him in. Yeah, I don't think the coach would put him in and run the risk of losing his job, right? Because that's at the end of the day, that's if they lose, he's losing his job. He only signed a 1-year contract renewal, so his job is definitely still, if he loses halfway through the season, if they suck, they could just get rid of him and pay him off for half a season. That's it.
They probably told him, "Look, man, hold on. I mean, if you can get us to the playoffs, we'll talk about another year, maybe more."
Right.
And I think that'll be interesting because rumors are that Messi's going to come next year anyway. So if he gets to coach Messi, that would be awesome.
Are we going to do that for a whole nother year?
Yes, we are. You have no choice because if we don't get him, then you could rub it in my face.
It's
even
the
more.
funny thing is, I was just saying, do you want to be the kind of team that gets mentioned for every single player? But at some point, do we just throw in the towel on a particular player? Like, do we just say that player, it ain't happening? Or,
I just want them. I just want them to say I'm never going to go there, and then I'll that's definite. I think that winning the World Cup definitely. When I saw him win the World Cup, I was like, oh, he's not coming.
Well, that's what I said.
Yeah. He's not coming. Before that, if they would have lost, maybe we had a chance.
No more Messi rumors, please. One world, one goal says. Richard Greenberg. Oh, there he goes again. Yeah, Richard Greenberg says, save Messi for the new stadium. Messi will be way too old to play in that new stadium. That new stadium's still a good 3 to 4 years away.
Yeah, definitely.
Let's be honest.
Yeah, I think, we're going to be at that stadium for a while. So we better just get used to it. And if Messi does come, he's going to be playing in Fort Lauderdale.
Exactly. Jose Velasquez saying 2025. He's coming. He comes. Cummings.
He might be really old by the time we get him. I think I sent you a picture, Peter, of a real old Messi. I was hoping you'd pull it up, but so much. So much for that one. That was bad. Probably asking for too much.
That's where pre-show would be good.
Yeah. That would have worked this time, but no, it didn't. It didn't work out. But, anyways, I'm feeling. There you go. There's old man Messi. By the time he shows up,
that's Messi getting ready to walk out on Miami Freedom Park.
Wow. I think he'll still be able to do a move or two. He'll be playing like Carlos Valderrama did with the Fusion.
Maybe. I don't know. Anthony is saying 37 years old is still more than enough for MLS, but I don't know.
Well, look at Zlatan. He did incredible.
Yeah, I know. I know.
What's his name? Ronaldo is still doing good, even though he sold his soul away to Saudi Arabia. I think that's a waste.
I don't blame him.
But he's making a lot of money, so
I don't blame him.
He's good for the rest of his life.
If some other package delivery company came to you, Ed, and offered you an amazing deal for your driving services and delivery services,
I'd go.
You'd say screw you to your current employer. So,
but I'm not saying that right now.
No, of course not, because we all love our current employers. But money speaks is the whole point.
Oh yeah.
So
yeah, that's for sure.
All right, Ed. Well, I think we should wrap it up. We're 7 minutes past, but it was a lot of fun. Lots to talk about. I feel like we just scratched the surface because there's just so many things to talk about. Luckily I had I think we hit all the pictures I pulled, but so that's good. So, any last thoughts, Ed?
Peter, I'm looking forward to seeing what develops this week. There was so much that we had to, it's like every, we took a couple weeks off, and you feel that in those 2 weeks a lot happened. I think a lot more is going to develop in the next few days, which will be able to determine whether this team is going to make the playoffs or not. Right now, with what we got, if we don't get Pozuelo on board, I think we don't have that much of a chance. If we keep Pizarro, and we get Pozuelo, it'd be interesting to see, what kind of chemistry they'll have. We could be a fun team to watch. But we once things start developing, we'll see, if we're going to have hope in advancing in Major League Soccer.
Anthony Ornelas saying, I guess I'm getting Apple TV. I want to talk about that. Next week I have some, maybe we can get somebody to talk about that. That was actually a question that someone asked me in my Facebook post. So we could definitely talk about that. I want to dig into that a little bit. So let's maybe do that next week. So yeah, I agree. Lots to come. I think people were asking when the jersey might be released. I think don't expect that until 2-3 weeks before the season kicks off. Same thing with some players. I think expect some player announcements at the last minute, but you would hope in the next days, weeks, we would definitely hear some more. At least Pozuelo, because I feel if we have Pozuelo, we could have an exciting team. We have hope. But keep in mind, our defense still pretty much looks the same, and that was a problem. So there's issues there. Now, there's also a rumor that we're going to get another, I think it was a right back from Brazil. I think I forgot his name right now. But so there's players potentially coming in, but we need to hear about those players. As of right now, we have the same problems. But if we have Pozuelo, I think we have hope. So anyways, lots to talk about in the next coming weeks.
Yeah, guys. So don't forget to like, share, subscribe. Join us tomorrow. Are we going to have a nerd show, Peter Brown?
We can if you want.
I'm down for it. Piggy thinks it's a good idea too. So let's see about doing that. I was also telling Peter that I want to do a Spanish show because nobody's doing Spanish, Peter. And
do it, Ed.
I think I'm going to have to do that because nobody's start doing anything in Spanish. So I think the Edsters got to do it.
Do it. You did it before. Do it again.
Put it down in the comments. I'm probably going to do that by myself. Maybe Peter will join me as a sí. Or no.
I could come in. I could come in as your producer and produce the show.
There we go.
And
we
off camera.
Have to do that. Sounds good. All right, guys.
Thanks so much for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe. And go to Caneswear. Thanks, everybody.